Hello there, Qckslvrslash, and today I have a video of the newest operation in World of Warships, Operation Hermes. And once again, I'm sailing the Richelieu. And for those of you out there who seemed it necessary to remind me, I used way too much HE in the last game, despite the fact I started the video saying I used too much HE in this video. I will not fire a single round in this one. So a couple other things came with the new patch. The French battleship tech tree is here. And, well, I've got the Richelieu, so putting some games in her to finish her off and get to the tier 10. Second, you'll notice the map can go insanely large now. A nice touch for those who have a problem seeing it on a little smaller size. And finally, I think my favorite part, the water effects around the hull. I cannot tell you how much it has bothered me that there's no bow spray and the water just doesn't look messed up when you sail through it. You know, before it kind of just jelloed and there was the wave shape, but none of the wash. And for some reason, it just always bugged me. So just a nice little graphical touch. Now, Operation Hermes brings with it a nice new feature in the form of the thunderstorm. And to sum it up, it's pretty much a cyclone, but is limited to a certain section of the map, and it slowly moves. And instantly I saw this. It reminds me of my days at sea, particularly off Hawaii. You know, certain months of the year, you just, every day, like at noon, you just see these massive towering thunder cells come through. They soak you for 10 minutes, and then they're gone. You'll also notice I'm playing in this alongside pretty much my entire clan. Well, a chunk of it. And the reason is, hard-fought night of clan battles, what better way to relax and have some fun together than hop into an operation together. And if you're in a group of 7 people all in chat, this operation is not hard. I can see how it could be, though, if you're playing with randoms. And there's really only a couple things that change, you know, where ships spawn exactly, the direction the thunderstorm goes, but the general theme is the same. You've got a couple French ships that spawn in the form of bots, and you've got to get them to the exit point across the entire map. And in your way is pretty much the entire Kriegsmarine Navy, or at least a good portion of it. And really the biggest kind of tip I have to this is bring rate of fire. You can see, looking about, we've got a lot of cruisers, and then pretty much the 3 of us who have the Richelieu brought them to bring the big damage. Now there's a lot of destroyers that spawn, that's why that DPS is so important. There's also a lot of aircraft, and one of the missions to get 5 stars is shoot down 50 aircraft. And a big tip off the start is you'll see a couple spotting planes come in. Make sure you get them. If you don't, ships come far sooner and in tighter groups, and it can really make it more difficult to fight through and keep your allies with decent health and alive. Beyond that, pretty much the target you have to worry about is the ruin, and just stick around her. Put your ships in a circle around her, follow her across the map, and just shoot everything that spawns. And you'll notice every single one of us firing at the same target. Focus fire was not an issue for us in this one. The other thing that can get a little tricky is right at the end, a Graf Zeppelin does spawn, and it's going to be a decent distance away. If you're pretty beat up, there's odds that you could actually finish the mission before you manage to kill the Graf, because you just don't have the ships to focus her down. So I'm already 2 kills in, both thanks to my secondaries. And it's not the only secondary I kill, and I, at this point, was just laughing hysterically. And I was like, do you have a secondary build Richelieu? And I don't. I swear I do not. It just happened that way. The other thing I'll point out now is about halfway through this map, the ruin, or Rowan, I'm not sure entirely how to pronounce it, well, she becomes a giant repair platform. So you get within a certain radius of her, and all your health comes back. So this first bit of the game, you can be pretty aggressive. It's basically when she gets to about F5 that repair function activates, and if you're sticking close to her, you'll recover all your health. So we've got a good number of German battleships here to the south, and I'm pretty much just going to turn in. I'm going to get aggressive because I don't want to just keep sailing in the line that all those bot ships are. It'll expose my side, and the Richelieu, despite having some good armor, it's not complete. And the way I kind of would describe it is it's like the German turtleback. It's not too different, but it's not all around. And as a result, you show the sides, you're going to eat big damage. So you want to really kind of keep your bow to the enemy, and if you're given the side, make sure it's at range and use that speed and maneuverability to make sure that nothing can hit you. And you can see me get a great chunk on that Bismarck, and well, another ship down. I was backing up for a moment there. Tirpitz is coming around the corner 6 kilometers. I learned my lesson yesterday. I'm not sticking around at Tirpitz, so I kind of start moving forward, hit the brakes again, hoping I can get them to launch their torpedoes. Then I realize I'm overthinking it. This thing's a bot. It's going to get really close, then launch the torpedoes. So kick it forward, use the speed boost, and just look how quick I accelerate out of this. The secondary is going to work, and really with those 3 triple-barreled secondaries on the back of my ship, I'll let them focus on that. I'll deal with this Gneiss now. And so far, things have been going pretty swell for the group of us. You know, we're working through the ships we gotta protect. They're on, well, you can see right in the middle of the top, full health. Put a good chunk of shots into Navy SEAL, and here come some bombers. They're all tier 1, so if you're the ship that's close here, this is definitely an opportunity to milk some air kills. And one of the other things with this mission, you can get some good XP and money out of it. So a chunk of that is going to come in the form of shooting down planes. And this is why rate of fire, cruisers, you know, and as a result, AA matter. And the Richelieu, she's got some pretty decent AA for a battleship. You can see already I've gotten 7 of the 27 air kills we have. And it doesn't take us long to rack up 32 of the 50 needed. You can see our allied Richelieu there has switched to repair mode, so I'm going to get into that green circle and just ride it out for a bit. Get my hit points back, make sure I'm in this long. You know, no need to waste my repair party when you've got a free one sailing around the map. And, well, as we've killed some battleships, you can see what the final tasks for us. So we've got to destroy a 5th enemy battleship and some more aircraft. So the aircraft, they'll come with time, so just wait for that. The battleship, well, for us, it's going to be a Byron that spawns down to my port side, kind of down in the I-2 line. Well, there they are. And, well, Byron's a tough ship, but she's not going to be too tough for us to kill. Being the farthest on our left flank, I decide I'm going to turn in and start dealing with this. And there's a bit of a folly in that decision in the form of 3 destroyers I don't currently see sitting south of me. There's the Byron. Kind of just aim straight at the bow, fire the guns, and right as I do, well, there's 2 of the destroyers spotted. And, well, I get a decent chunk, 7,700 right to the bow. I'm happy with that. 3 shells hit, 3 pens. And with DDs this close, I kind of decide I've just got to more or less wait. Got DG Pitbull over my shoulder. He's using a flint. Lots of ship, focusing fire. I'm going to hit the Z-23, and then I realize everything's shooting at it. No. I'll aim 1 ship further back, put some damage in on this Moss. And, well, I kind of miss. Secondaries aren't though, and thankfully my teammates aren't either, getting damage in and just melting through these destroyers. And really, the Flint and Atlanta, the 2 best ships for this mission, in my opinion, because that insane rate of fire, the number of destroyers, and when the battleships spawn, because they're bots, if you just get aggressive and just hound them with gunfire, you're gonna get the damage. It's a lot like Operation Narai. I finish off the Gade, and well, now it's the Bayern, and after her, we're gonna get a huge fleet spawning up in the north, and I'll pretty much YOLO towards the Graf Spee. Or not the Graf Spee, the Graf Zeppelin. And the reason for that, get told by one of the allies who has tried this before, what screwed them over at this point was they didn't manage to kill the carrier. Got some torpedo bombers coming in, once again tier 1, so there are a lot of them, but being a tier 8 battleship, they don't pose a huge threat, and really it's just bolstering the number of air kills I'm gonna get. And you can see the Flint AA over my shoulder just decimating as the team focuses down the Bayern. Now, along with the Hipper and Prince Eugen that spawn to the north is the Graf Zeppelin. And the second she is spotted, that's where I go. Most of the team opting to stay around, our high value target. But already having to turn north to kind of get closer to the group, it just makes sense for me to charge all the way up there. And it's just something fun about these co-op games. You're playing random battles. If you've tired yourself out, just go hop in one of these missions. Just have fun. Get stupid. Doesn't affect your stats. You'll probably at least win. You might not get the 5 stars, but you'll at least win. And you can see pretty much everything focusing down Commander Com because, well, he's the closest target. And I've got that speed boost going, bolstering my top speed, bringing me well into cruiser speeds as I charge in face first into all these ships. And with the Graf Zeppelin, that big red attack sign, I can't look at anyone else. I'm going for the Zeppelin. I'm just kind of cautiously looking around, wondering if there's any destroyers that are going to show up, and well, the first volley wasn't great. Only 1 shell hits, I overled, and it was an overpen, so not a lot of damage there. But there's more health on the ship, and I'm only getting closer. With every tick and a kilometer closer I get, well, guns don't become more accurate, but the dispersion is less just because that accuracy isn't amplified by range. And we're making very short work of this ship. A decent hit there, 6,700 damage, and well, gets finished off by SM Rabbit, one of our other Richelieu players. Now we've just got a massive ships here to deal with, and well, the Graf Spee being the closest one in, it's who I'm going to focus. And you can see Navy SEAL, our third Richelieu, just to my port side, and I'm going to put in a hit that I'm pretty happy with. 2 volleys, 7,800 damage to the nose, but Navy SEAL goes straight through the face of that ship, absolutely erasing it. And well, Commander Com made a mistake. He sailed perfectly into an island. He swears it wasn't there when he started turning, but maybe the thunderstorm had him blind, or his captain got hit with a little too much electricity from a lightning bolt. Finish 1 DD off the Z-23, then next up 3,500 damage out of my guns, and well, Commander's doing an admirable job trying to dodge here, but his engines get knocked out, and that means he isn't able to stop reversing soon enough, eats a torpedo, and pretty much otherwise he would have dodged all of those. But I'm not aground, and I'm in a battleship, so it's time to get silly. You can see to the left over here, our ships are getting close to this final sector on the map, so I want to get out in front of them. I don't want any of these destroyers getting some easy torps at the high valued targets. So I start staggering my fire, one set of guns, then the other, just to guarantee I'm not overshooting any one target. I've cracked 100,000 damage, 5 kills on the board, but that doesn't really mean nearly as much in these co-op battles because, well, there are just a ton of hit points and damage to be had. Graf Zeppelin, I can't do it. Every time I try to say Graf Spee, I say Graf. Anyways, The Graf Spee gets finished off, and with the Z-23 running aground here, I'm like, I'm gonna ram him. I'm at pretty much full health. Maximum he can do is 19.5, and then of course he gets shot by a whole bunch of things, so, well, fire the guns, allies finish him off, and you can only imagine how much the French would have loved this if this was the real result of World War II, just one battleship sailing through the wrecks of all their German foes. Dodge a set of torpedoes, get the rudder over because the odds are another set is coming. You can see some allied ones in behind me. I'm doing the torpedo beats here. And this is just another reason I love the Richelieu, is just her speed. And, well, there's the allied ones. I'm not going to be able to steer into them in time. And, well, sadly, don't get to finish off that DD. We're pretty much at the goal now. Just this hipper remaining. And, well, the nice thing about killing every single enemy ship is you don't have to wait for the conditions to end. Well, you do, but you're not wondering if they're going to end before the ships take too much damage. And you can see we've kept our HVU at full health this entire time by just being aggressive, getting out there, our ships spreading out. No large group of us ever chased in the direction of the spawns. A couple of us would, but one or two, then we'd rejoin. Then ships to the north, one or two, then they'd rejoin. That's really, I think, the big secret to this one. Finish off the hipper. That's the last of the enemy reinforcements, and there is the operation complete. Takes a few extra seconds to process that, yes, we got all the secondary tasks. End of the day, took home some decent money and experience, 280,000 credits, and just shy of 10,000 XP. Granted, I do have a camo and some flags running, but you can too, going into this knowing that's about what you'll get. 132,000 damage, not the most. 5 kills, more than happy with. Actually, sorry, 6 kills. And 5 stars. And the 5 stars meant 300 doubloons. And that's really why we hopped into this as a group. Have some fun. Get some doubloons. It's a couple port slots when they're on sale. Retrain a good chunk of a commander. And you can imagine if I was up near the top, how much more XP I would have gotten and money. And those rate of fire cruisers, they're the thing to bring. So Flint, Atlanta, Belfast, Fiji. There's sorry, not Fiji, that's a tier 6. But you get the point. Or no, the Fiji is a 7. What am I? I am clearly a little tired. Damage across the board, nothing impressive, but it adds up when you just have wave after wave of enemy. Anyways, I hope this helps people complete this task. For those of you who criticized my HE play, well, now you can criticize never using HE and only AP. If you enjoyed it, please consider giving a thumbs up or subscribing. And as always, I'm Qckslvrslash, and I'll have another one for you all later, hopefully on a little more sleep.